Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value, your superstore hardware store at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. They've got salt, they've got sand, they have Pelledo, all the products that you need to keep your home safe and clean, and also your business safe and clean. They are at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. And you can see they got a ton of rock salt available here. Lowest prices anywhere in the tri-state area. Snow blowers of 24 and 30-inch sizes. We've also got spreaders, mag ice pellets and flakes, and Pelledo, and all the great snow melt products. So head over to Omni so you can take care of all your winter weather needs. Again, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, 6317-561-125, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So this morning, front and center, of course, we are dealing with freezing rain that is moving across Pennsylvania. The conveyor belt actually is set up a little bit further northwest earlier this morning when more of the area saw temperatures below freezing. So that was actually a plus, but it has been a problem in central and eastern Pennsylvania, particularly north central and northeastern Pennsylvania. We actually have ice storm warnings up for a few counties up in north central PA. And the rain now is moving into areas where temperatures are either borderline or, if it's along the immediate coast, I-95 and points south and east, temperatures are above freezing. So it's just a matter now, the next probably hour to an hour and a half, for the areas across New Jersey into the Hudson Valley to see temperatures rise. But it's a very, very slow climb. And I've had a number of reports in and around Route 84 and points northward that it's like a skating rink. And I'm sure there's glaze in northwest New Jersey where some areas were still in the 20s as of 10 a.m. This morning. So this is going to be the issue for today. Warmer air is moving in on the scene here, so that's a plus. And that means that when the rest of the precip comes in for this afternoon, and it's not going to be a whole lot of it, it will be in the form of rain, and that'll last into this evening. By 8 o'clock tonight, the back edge of the rain is from Boston to about New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Baltimore. And behind it, we have the coldest weather of the season so far that will be coming down for the first part of this coming week. So we do have winter really taking a firm grip here in the Northeast. And we'll run you through, we're going to take you through the NAM model first. And then we're going to take a look at what's going on in the longer range, because I know it's not a big secret with regards to when stuff happens in the longer range. The snow meanies are out there posting all over social media. So we've got this big cold high that's coming down out of the northern plains and into the Great Lakes. The core of the cold air is going to be here Monday night into Wednesday morning. So we'll be in the teens and single digits Monday night. Tuesday's highs barely out of the teens in many locations. The warmer areas across southern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, down into Maryland and Delaware, you might see low 20s. But if you're in northeast PA, northern New Jersey, New York City, and points northward, we're looking at teens to around 20 at best. And then single digits to barely low teens Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. The core of the cold air is going to be on the coast on Wednesday. You see the isobars are kind of bending here to the west. So we'll see temperatures bounce up fairly quickly. We should be back into the low to mid 30s by Wednesday afternoon. And then after that, it gets, as we go through the end of the week, there are a few things going on in the upper atmosphere that I think are going to be worth paying attention to going forward. And we talked about this the other day. I'm just going to start out here with Thursday. You'll notice that there is a trough here running down in the eastern part of the United States, ridge building up in the west, and we're starting to see pressures rising up into the North Atlantic. This is very important here, what's going on in the North Atlantic, because we are going to see a very blocky pattern develop late this week and probably carrying us through for the next couple of weeks. And I'll show you on the NAOs, for example, we're going to go negative here by around the 14th or 15th, and then stay negative to at best near neutral for the next 2 weeks after that. So that's one big change with the four. Actually, the NAO has been telegraphing this now for several days. The Pacific North America Index is going to be slightly in some cases, maybe not so slightly positive, maybe getting strongly positive toward the end of the forecast period. And that's important because that means ridge in the west, trough in the east, and colder air that's going to be sent down from Canada. And the Arctic oscillation is going to be vacillating back and forth between positive and negative. So you've got a lot of volatility here showing up in the teleconnections, which means a lot of pressure changes and what could be a very active weather pattern going forward. In fact, when we look at the upper air, you'll notice the orange and brown and that purple area up near Greenland, and then you get down across the continental United States, you start to see more of the blues. That is what happens when you get a blocky pattern here. You get higher pressures all across the North Atlantic and across the polar regions. That displaces cold air further south. And what's interesting about this pattern is that we have a lot of energy coming in both from the Pacific and also down from Canada. So we've got cold air that's going to be wanting to come in on a regular basis, and we have all this energy dropping in. So I think we're going to have to watch for the possibility of some storminess. Now, the first chance, I'm really kind of discounting right now what the GFS is showing for the end of the week. It does have a sharp-looking trough that tries to develop near the coast. It's mostly offshore. The other models have the troughing, but they're not nearly as deep. So I'm going to kind of go with the idea that whatever's going on at the end of the week, it's important to the overall scheme of things because it makes the block develop. And it helps the block to develop, and you'll see it up here. That large area of dark brown and purple. Those are the pressures that are rising there. And you can also, by the way, if you follow the flow, you can see the connection going up all the way from northern Canada and north of Alaska, and all of that is being driven into the eastern half of the United States, actually from the plains eastward. And right through the weekend into next week, as one trough lifts out, the next one drops in. As that one lifts out, another one drops in as we go through next week. So I think it's going to be a very interesting pattern going forward. It's the kind of pattern, particularly where you look at something like this, where you've got a lot of amplitude, where you could wind up with a strong storm system somewhere in the eastern United States. We'll just have to see on that with regards to where this is all going. So, if you're a winter weather lover, yeah, this is the time. So enjoy it. Weather in 5. Sorry for the background noise there, but these days with the devices, you don't always remember to turn them off. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number. Best prices in town on salt, sand, Pelledo, mag, ice pellets and flakes, snow blowers, spreaders, shovels, anything you need to make your home or business clean and safe this winter. And the website is omnitruevalue.com. So we're going to be watching the rain and freezing rain going into this afternoon. The Joe and Joe Weather Show, which normally is on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, we are doing it tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So mark it down, and we will see you later on my YouTube channel, which is, conveniently, Joe Cioffi.